To India now, where historic mosques are becoming flashpoints for religious tensions between Hindus and Muslims. Hindu nationalist groups claim that these mosques were built on destroyed Hindu temples during centuries of Muslim rule. And they've gone to court to try and get the temples back. The dispute has turned violent. In Sambhal, Uttar Pradesh, authorities clashed with protesters over a survey of their mosque. Critics say it's not about religion, but about pushing the political agenda of the ruling BJP party. DW's Adil Bhat reports from Sambhal.
Armed police have been on guard around the clock since violent clashes over Sambhal's oldest mosque left at least 4 people dead. The once bustling streets around this place of worship are now barricaded as religious tensions between Hindus and Muslims continue to simmer. For 3 decades, Mashood Ali Faruqi has been the caretaker of this mosque. He says the court case alleging the mosque was built on a Hindu temple is baseless.
The claim made by Hindu groups is wrong. The court will only consider documentary evidence, and we have all the mosque documents with us. Now the court will decide this case, even if it takes 10 or 20 years.
Sambhal's population is predominantly Muslim. Mashood Ali Faruqi believes the issue is not only about religion.
Targeting mosques like Sambhal and others is clearly politically motivated. The motive is to create a politically charged environment that will help them in future elections.
The case has disturbed the peace between Hindus and Muslims that has held in this city for decades.
This temple-mosque issue should not happen at all. We should learn to live together. Such issues create divisions in society, and Muslims are not feeling good about all this.
Hindus will keep fighting and be united. We will not interfere in the court's decision, but this is our temple, and we will get it back.
Rakesh Kumar is one of the Hindu activists who filed the petition demanding the restoration of the alleged temple in Sambhal. After the court ordered a survey of the mosque, deadly clashes broke out. He distances himself from the violence and says he's praying for victory in court.
In the past, wherever our temple stood, a mosque was built over them. We will take all those temples back at any cost. We have governments led by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it will be an utter failure if we fail to restore our temples.
His efforts have inspired others to file petitions to claim temples elsewhere. Right-wing Hindu activists are currently fighting over at least 10 other mosques built during the centuries of Muslim rule in India. Historian Suchita Mahajan says that the ruling BJP party of Prime Minister Modi and its right-wing Hindu affiliates, like the RSS, are continuing to misuse history to advance their political goals.
There's no doubt about it that the present regime, led by the BJP and behind it the RSS, are using these disputes around mosques to further their divisive agenda and create an atmosphere in which their goal of a Hindu Rashtra can be realized, because this goal cannot be realized only through the ballot box.
At Sambhal Mosque, Mashood offers a prayer for the victims of the violence, hoping his community can find a path to healing. The mosque's fate now rests with India's Supreme Court. It has taken on the recent wave of disputes over places of worship and will deliver the final verdict on their future.
I'm now joined by Shahrukh Alam, a lawyer at the Supreme Court of India and the Patna High Court, who writes extensively on questions of criminal law, personal law and constitutionalism. Now, can you tell us more about the background to these mosque surveys?
Thank you for having me. Well, this claim basically emanates from a wider Hindu nationalist political frame, a political narrative. And that narrative is that the Hindu faith, being the original indigenous faith of India, Hindus have better entitlements, Hindus have better citizenship rights. And this claim does three things. First of all, it repudiates the foundational moment of the forming of the Indian Republic, where all Indian citizens have equal rights. Second of all, it repudiates the equal citizenship rights of Muslims here, because it says that you do not have the same rights as the original Hindu inhabitants. And third, it also repudiates the antiquity rights, the claims of the actual indigenous people of India, the Adivasis, or those who followed the animistic religions. Second, this claim paints the later faiths, more specifically Islam and Christianity, as colonizing faiths, as being colonizers, invaders, and destructive. So the legal claim emanates from this political narrative. And the legal claim says that in medieval times, the invading armies of the Muslims destroyed Hindu temples. And the legal claim says that they must now be reverted back to those medieval periods. The problem is that these claims are not judicially manageable. They can't be verified at all, and these are not accurate claims.
So
Therefore,
how will,
India-
sorry for interrupting you there, but how do you think the Supreme Court will handle this case then?
The Supreme Court, for the moment, there is actually an act from 1991. The Indian Parliament had frozen 15th August 1947, the moment of Indian independence, as the moment where all places of worship will continue to function as they were in that moment. Now, that particular act is under challenge in the Supreme Court. For the moment, the Supreme Court has barred all surveys. The Supreme Court has said that all these disputes are now frozen till we finally decide the matter in February of next year.
Now, the current Indian government is led by the Hindu nationalist BJP party, and many critics believe that it supports this mosque surveys. Is there something to that claim?
I should think so, yes. The government has been silent, explicitly silent, on the status of these claims in court. They're yet to file their formal response in court. But they certainly support the wider political narrative, which claims that Hindus have better rights. And implicitly as well, for all these surveys, the state and more particularly the police has been very partisan. The police has been complicit in the very provocative slogans that accompany these surveys. The police has also been complicit when it comes to mobs attacking even private Muslim homes where worship is going on or where the namaz is being prayed.
Shahrukh Alam in Delhi there, thank you very much for sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you.